Good morning, everybody. Welcome to we got a kind of a simulcast here on the Impact Wrestling Press Pass podcast. Hopefully, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you see, let me see if we got this here. I'm going to see if my buddies, Simon and Lauren, if you give me a message, I think we got everybody on the line, and we have Brian Cage on Facebook Live. Should be good. Momentarily, we're getting ready for Slammiversary here. It's right around the corner. It's Sunday. We got world champ Brian Cage goes one-on-one with Michael Elgin. We got Sami Callihan putting it on the line against Tessa Blanchard. RVD against Moose. A lot of good matches. I like the four-way women's Monsters Ball match. Should be interesting. So let's. I think we're good to go here with Brian. So let me just welcome Brian to the Impact Wrestling Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Brian Cage now on the podcast as well.
So got to figure out this technology here so we can do both. We need my trusty assistant Josh is of course probably golfing right now. Yeah, exactly. I gave him the same expression. So let me just ask you, Brian, getting there, we were up early this morning. You had radio this morning, a few radio interviews. Everything all builds to Sunday with Slammiversary. Your thoughts?
Well, it's been a long time coming. After winning the titles, to be able to defend my title, obviously everyone knows what happened. I got hurt, suffered a back injury that was founded by Elgin, and I had to spend some time in the hospital. I had to spend some time off TV at home recouping. So, not been the championship reign I've wanted so far, but it's the one that we have, and I'm looking forward to getting my retribution and being a fighting champion come Slammiversary and thereafter.
All righty, well. With that, we are going to open up for some media questions. Media, we're going to ask you to please identify yourself and your media outlet. And one question alone for Brian, and we'll move it right along. We got a lot of people in queue. Happy Independence Day to everybody here in America. Happy Wednesday to our it could be Thursday.
Yeah.
It is Thursday, yeah. Happy Thursday to everybody else in the world, to our Canadian friends, Stephanie over in France, and our buddies in the UK, and hopefully Riju, it's Thursday for you, so happy Thursday. Let me open it up here for questions for the media.
Q&A session has started. To ask your question, please press *6.
You're looking tired there, Brian. You doing okay? I mean, I did have you up bright and early this morning. I'll take blame on that.
I went to 2 last night, and then I think I'm thinking crashing from that popcorn.
Yeah, for the record, our hotel had a morning buffet of popcorn and something similar to Swedish fish, and I of course wanted to jump right in. I'm thinking, the world champ ain't gonna go for that. He beat me to it, elbowed me out of the way, and jump right. You see his face. He's not even going to try to deny this. So we'll open up for some questions here, and we'll get going here.
Hello, good morning, everyone. This is Jeffrey Harris with 411 Mania, Brian Cage, champion. Thank you for joining us this morning. So I guess my first question for you, Brian, do you think Michael Elgin has done enough to earn this title shot against you in his career and in Impact Wrestling, and has he bitten off more than he can chew with this fight?
Oh, absolutely. I think he deserves a shot. Not only is he a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal competitor, and I'm glad he's part of the Impact roster just because it brings that much more prestige and talent to the roster. He got my attention right after I won the title, and then on top of that, I mean, they put him in a number one contenders match that he did win. So, I mean, how can I argue? I would have loved to giving Johnny Impact a rematch. And even if he loses to Rich Swann, I will gladly give him a rematch to show him that I'm not going to duck him like he was ducking me. But first and foremost, we got Elgin on the roster, and he's next in line. And I'm absolutely certain he bit off way more than he can chew. I'm not going to be injured this time. I'm not going to be post-match. This is going to be him and I one-on-one, and he's going to see that the machine is unbreakable. I'm going to reign supreme as a champion still.
What does a win over Michael Elgin do for your career?
A win over Michael Elgin continues my career soaring. As of right now, I feel like I'm at the top of my game. I couldn't really ask for much more. So, this is going to keep the ball rolling for me and momentum going, and it'll be a huge win. And for people who don't know, we actually teamed many years ago in the Independence, so it also proved that that I was the captain of that ship, and now I'm moving on my own.
So it comes full circle now. Brian, I hope you enjoy Texas this weekend, and best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Brian, I'll say we got a little greetings from Italy already in the Facebook Live chat. Everybody's chiming in where they're from. Italy. I'm going to go 7 hours ahead. 7? I don't know.
Oh, no, but we're
so you guys in Italy, how what time is it over in Italy? Angelo, please tell us.
Hey, Brian, it's Bill Pritchard from WrestleZone. How are you?
Good.
So I wanted to know your thoughts, this Kenny Omega Terminator comparison picture you put up the other day. Moose kind of implied that your focus wasn't on your matches this weekend. What do you have to say about that?
No, Moose was just upset because nobody was talking about him. That's all it really comes down to. Like I said to him in the response to this tweet, I was like, hey, don't worry, everybody knows that Elgin has my attention. This was a random Monday, Tuesday, wherever of the week. It's not like my attention was elsewhere. And I've actually had that picture stored in my phone to post actually for several months. I just kept on always forgetting about it. I'm like, oh, and I just came across it, so I posted it. But, he just wanted to grab some attention because he knows his match, even though, no fault of RVD's, but his matches are going to be the match that Elgin and I are going to have, and no one's going to be talking about his match after the pay-per-view. So he's just trying to get his own little stuff in, but, I'm not worried about it.
All right, and real quick, this weekend's kind of like your first big test since coming back. Are you thinking you're going to be a little more reserved as far as moves you pull off, considering the way you were injured in April?
Not because of me being getting injured, but I might be more reserved just of me still not being 100%. A lot of people still kind of guess that or not like really certain, how healthy I am or I am not. I said no matter what, I would be at Slammiversary. And just to put it out there, I'm still not 100%. And there's still a lot of things that I normally could do that I probably won't be able to do. But I have a vast array of moves in my repertoire, and I'm not concerned about it. So as far as like any sort of high flying stuff, I'd be able to do as much of that, but I don't know necessarily that I need to do any of that with Elgin, nor that I am even in that realm of thought, because as of right now, I just kind of want to tear through him. I think a lot of people just want to see a big Haas fight anyways. So.
All right. Thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend.
No worries. Thank you.
And before we move on to the next media question, we got a question from James, and I actually do know the answer to this, Brian, but I want to see put you on the spot here. James, donuts. Well, it's pretty close to the question. James, I think it was James Goodwin, wanted to know, what did you have for breakfast?
Oh. Actually, no, I had real food from 5% Nutrition and a protein powder, just as a quick little shake before we went to the radio interviews. But then on the way back, we had a nice little array of
buffet
of candied popcorn that they happen to put out, the red, white, and blue. It was delicious. I thought I was just going to have a handful or two, and we had like a bag or two. So.
Handful. I got a call from the front desk. You took the whole jar up to your room.
Well, I'm just trying to help everybody else out. You know?
There you go. You're a pretty nice guy on that.
Hello, this is Carlos from Indie Pro Wrestling, IndiePW.com. Happy 4th of July, and how are you doing today?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Pretty good. My question for you would be, how does it feel now that you're world champion with a lot more media attention on you and Impact Wrestling in general?
It's awesome. I've been waiting for this opportunity for quite some time. I feel like I've been ready for it for quite some time, and you know, it's what I've wanted, it's what I've asked for, and now it's here, and I tend to deliver.
And how do you feel like you can do to get more eyes on the product?
Well, I feel like Impact, just as a whole, not even just, you know, myself or my matches, has been tremendous as far as putting out quality stuff. I mean, we just keep doing that out and keep sending all that out and knock it out of the park this Sunday with Slammiversary, which, I mean, looking at the lineup and how the last several pay-per-views have gone, I don't see that being an issue or a problem at all. And I know there's a lot of good things on the horizon coming, so I think we'll be doing just fine.
Awesome, and if I may, what is your favorite part of 4th of July?
Favorite part?
Yes.
Oh, man. I mean, I talked about this earlier on a different radio interview about being a little bit of a pyromaniac and loving, you know, setting something on fire and seeing it explode. It's always fun. But to be honest, we talked about me eating popcorn earlier, but I'm a big sweets guy. Like, I mean, I eat clean 24/7, but I love sweets. I have a big sweet tooth. And I was just talking about this on the plane ride over here to Dallas. Any grocery market you go to in the U.S., those fat sugar cookies with the sugar frosting on top that they have for every holiday at every grocery store all year long, those are amazing. And they're always at everyone's 4th of July party, every single time. You know what I'm talking about, Ross. They're always there, and they're phenomenal. I can never eat enough of those things.
Well, hey, you're the world champ, and thank you so much. You have a good day. Thank you.
All right, thank you, man.
So, Brian, are you saying that on our way to San Antonio, we need to make a stop at a grocery store?
I mean, maybe.
All righty. I had a question. I believe it was. Boy, I wish I apologize. You know who asked the question? I thought it was John or Josh. Interesting question. What are you expecting from Michael Elgin on Sunday?
What am I expecting? I'm expecting him to give me all that he has. Like you said, I'm obviously not too happy about everything that's gone down, but I'm not naive to his ability and what he can do in the ring. I've said nothing but I feel like putting him over as far as how awesome of a talent he is, how awesome of a performer, how athletic he is, how strong he is, you know, how much of a threat he is. So what do I expect? I expect him to give me everything he's got, and though I'm confident at coming out victorious, I'm also not naive to think it's going to be, you know, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not Moose, you know what I mean? This is Michael Elgin, so I'm going to have to reach down deep and do what I got to do, but I'm going to come out victorious, but it'll be a hell of a match.
So what you're saying is I should be getting a call any moment from Moose.
Come on, man, we're going to talk to me like that, Cage. That's what I'm saying.
Probably is actually word for word what he would say.
Hi there, Brian. My name is Michael with the B Plus Wrestling Podcast. I just wanted to ask you, in your transition to the world of pro wrestling, what was the hardest lesson that you learned, whether it be in terms of conditioning or a life lesson? Just curious about your journey to where you are now as champion.
Hey, do me a favor, I apologize. We didn't get, what was your name and where you're from?
My name is Michael from Australia. I'm calling on behalf of the B Plus Wrestling Podcast.
Oh, all right. Well, hello down under. What time is it down under?
Just 11:30 at night.
11:30 at night. All right. Well, Ryan was this chair. Let me let him answer that question for you.
Down under, where are you at in Australia?
I'm in Western Australia. For the reasons, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite countries, I think, to travel to. It's always been a go-to of mine since I was in third grade. I love being able to go out there for World Series of Wrestling every few months. But I'm sorry, what was your question?
My question was in regards to your journey to the world of pro wrestling. What was the hardest lesson that you learned transitioning to that world, whether it be like conditioning or just like a life lesson that you learned?
Interesting question. Realistically, I think the hardest thing was maybe just especially after like starting to wrestle and like learning it and doing some indies and then kind of trying to move on to new territory. More specifically, leaving California, and then I went to Deep South Wrestling when it was a WWE developmental contracted facility. I was there, and I remember walking in there and being extremely taken back and I guess more just humbled and so nerve-wracking. And so just to like humble yourself and like have to kind of I don't know, digest things differently and just kind of fall in line. That was probably one of the hardest things, thinking like, okay, I got this, I'm ready for this, and then realize like, oh wait, maybe at this time I'm not as ready as I thought I was.
Yeah, that's great. And we look forward to seeing more of the flipping machines in Australia.
Yeah, buddy, we're coming back.
Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Well, Tibbs, we got a question here from, I'm going to probably mispronounce your name, I apologize, Lutfi Salim, who wants to know why we're using the phone. And it's a technology answer because we're doing a dual simulcast. We're live on Facebook Live, and of course on our Impact Wrestling podcast. And rather than doing a speakerphone where you hear background noise, we want to give the best quality sound, so we use a high-tech, advanced telephone. With a cord, yes. But it's a fashionable cord.
I mean, usually I would be on the call on my cell phone, but since I'm right here in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. We do have a cell phone right there that could be used, but it's not always the greatest signal, and we want to make sure that the fans hear the champ. Brian, what do you want? You want an international call or you want a domestic call?
Do I have to pay for it?
I said, you're getting the call. I'm not having you call somewhere. You make the call. Who do you want to hear from next?
Let's do international.
International. We just heard from Australia. Let's go. We'll go to this one here. I think this is UK here, but we'll let them identify themselves.
Hi, Brian. This is Rory from Team Venom Media over in the UK. Outside of your match at Slammiversary against Elgin, is there anything that you're looking forward to seeing from the other competitors?
Looking forward to seeing from what?
From the other competitors in the other matches on the evening.
Oh, on the pay-per-view, outside of mine.
Yeah.
I'm extremely interested in seeing how Sami, Callihan, and Tessa Blanchard play out. I'm pretty keen, and I have a close connection to both of those, and I feel like what they got going on is quite intriguing. Outside of that, I feel Eddie and Cross have definitely piqued my interest as well in their build up to their match at Slammiversary. But I mean, the card as a whole is pretty phenomenal, and I'm a big fan of the Rascals as well. Though I feel like LAX is right up there as one of the best tag teams, I wouldn't be too disappointed if the Rascals come out the new tag champs.
Okay, thank you. Looking forward to catching it on Fight TV on the.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Cheers.
All right, Brian. Well, we'll continue what we started last night on Facebook Live. We'll go match by match. Yesterday we went with the RVD Moose match. You mentioned it. I did want to get your take on your take and your predicted winner, Killer Cross, Eddie Edwards. So, who do you like?
Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and say Cross, only because I feel like I'm not sure which one's crazier and what type of crazy they are, but I feel like Eddie is maybe more susceptible and more like allowing into getting busted open. And since it's the first blood match, don't know how that will play into his favor, but yeah, I'll go Cross.
So that's the second match that we've gone opinions on. The second one we're going to dispute on. You got Cross. I'm going to take Eddie. I'm going to go the wild card on this one. I'm going to say Alicia Edwards is going to play a factor in this.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I don't know why. I got that little hunch that she's.
I don't know.
Well, let's just move right along. You got Cross. I'll take Eddie Edwards. And what do we have on this on our wagers? We're doing a donut per.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll be sugar free.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. Domestic or international call? What do you want? Domestic. All right, we'll stay domestic here. Hold on. All righty, here we go.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? This is Jeff from High Spot Podcast and BodySlam.net. How are you today?
Doing well. Happy 4th of July, my man.
Happy 4th of July, man. So here we go. You usually have an advantage on your opponents because of your size, but this time you're taking on Michael Elgin, who definitely is a hoss, like you were saying before. What's your game plan? What are your thoughts heading into this matchup? Obviously, probably the biggest matchup of your career so far. Just what's your game plan when you take on a guy that's like similar to your size?
Well, normally
That's one my X factor of me being able to do more things than what most normal big guys can do takes a role, and I use that a little bit more to my advantage. I don't know if I will be doing that so much this time. Because my back and my leg may not still be 100% enough to be able to do it, but also I kind of just want to take his head off. So I think I want to close on the crap out of him more than moonsault on top of him. And then too, you said I usually have an advantage because I'm of my size. But I mean, last time I checked, Big Mike isn't as big as the machine, so I think I still got a size advantage on old Elgin. Either which way, though, we're going to tear the house down.
Hey, thank you so much.
No problem, man.
So Brian, I want to follow up on that, if I can ask you.
what I got for that one? I'd probably go with me on that one.
No. How much retribution do you have planned for Michael Elgin come Sunday?
I mean, how much retribution do I have? There's nothing. Really, I just want to beat him. Like, I don't need to go out there and do more than that. I mean, do I want to sit in the hospital? I wouldn't cry if I did, but I don't need to go out there. I don't need to send anybody to the hospital. I don't need to prove any point. I am the champion. He's got to beat me. I don't got to beat him, but that's exactly what I'm going to do, is I'm going to beat him and realize my time is now. It's the age of Cage. It's not Elgin's time, and he's going to go back to the bottom of the line, or maybe wish he never left New Japan to begin with.
All right, well, we're going to take a few extra calls. We got to call Kevin Lopez Lendero. Message you via YouTube. He just wants to know, can you speak Spanish?
Muy poquito.
How about Espanol?
That's the same thing.
Well, I tried to throw you a curve by actually saying it in Spanish.
I said muy poquito.
Miquito, that's it. That's all you speak.
Muy poquito. No, I can say more than that, but words, phrases. I can talk more about it. Like, I can put a match together in Spanish with him. I can and understand it more than I can.
All right. Well, we're going to stay on a YouTube question from Cam the Big Bear. What is your favorite cheat food? Well, I don't know how much time we got because this could be a long answer.
Well, that's such a vast answer. I mean, like, in simple terms, than anything sweet. Any sort of baked goods, sugar, accessory is my favorite thing. If you want to get more precise, I need more of a precise question. Like, if we're talking about my favorite to eat at breakfast time, like dinner time, at a buffet, my favorite ice cream, my favorite cookie. Like, there's so many different ways this can go.
Well, give us like the one. Like, are you a Reese's person? I mean, what is like? Oh God, I could have it day or night.
I mean, I do love me some cookies, just in general, and they got to be soft. The only crunchy cookie I can eat is Oreos. Oreos are amazing, but outside of that, if it's crunchy, I don't want to get that crap out of my face. But I mean, a warm, soft, just baked, cookie, and it can be any flavor. I like all the flavors. That's tremendous. Like, especially if I'm trying to eat, clean, I'm not going to cheat at all. And if I'm in first class, they come out with that warm
chocolate, yeah.
Cookie, it's just falling all over the place, and you getting melted chocolate bits all over you. Like, oh, you have to eat it.
You have to.
Spin or never. like you can't replicate a straight out the oven cookie. Like that's probably the best meal on the planet.
We had a chime in from Craig who would like to know. He just threw out mint Oreos, but we'll move along since we don't.
Every single flavor of Oreo there is. And another side note, I have not eaten a whole package of Oreo in one go. Like I haven't had an Oreo without eating the entire package for several years.
Wow. I just not even sure what to say on that, but we'll move right along, Brian.
Hey, Brian. This is Riju from Sportskida in India. Hope you're doing well after your injury.
Thank you, sir.
So my first question is, at what point at Rebellion did you realize that you were injured?
Oh, man.
Hey, Riju, ask your whole question. Then we'll move it along so Brian can answer.
Okay. And my second question is, not long ago, there was a match teased between yourself and Ken Shamrock on Twitter. Is that something that you still want to do?
All right. Firstly, when I the moment that I hit off that Spanish fly off the ramp to the floor, I knew right away something was wrong completely, and my right leg went numb too. And my first thoughts in that moment were, I just broke my back, I ruptured a disc. Am I going to need back surgery? Is my career over? Am I going to be able to walk again? Like I was panicked. Obviously, I fought through that and pushed through that, and wasn't as severe as I had feared. But there's still been definite residual pain and minor injuries from that initial injury in April 2 that are still stemming down my leg and my hip that haven't fully healed up yet. So working through that, and hopefully that'll go away in due time. As for the Ken Shamrock match, yeah, I absolutely would love that opportunity. I actually was at a show with him not too long ago in Germany, and as well as a different signing, and discussed it with him, and I know he'd be game for it. And so, whether that takes place at Impact or elsewhere, I mean, that would be awesome to have it. I mean, I think it would be great on the old Impact Plus app, right, Ross?
For sure.
That'd be an amazing main event they could throw together. So, I'm not the ones as the matchmaking, but yeah, hopefully it happens.
Thank you, and best of luck for Saturday.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Riju, you didn't bother asking me a question, so I'm not going to give you an update on when we come back to India.
I believe he's at the press pass tomorrow, so I'll ask him directly.
Yeah, he probably doesn't mean I'm going to take your call, though. Hey, what time is it over in India right now?
9 o'clock. It's the best time for me, actually.
9 o'clock. All righty. Well, we will talk to you tomorrow, Riju.
Thank you.
Hey, Brian. Ryan Bowman from thegorillaposition.com. First off, congratulations on your upcoming wedding.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You were talking about the Slammiversary match between Tessa and Sami. You had a pretty high-profile match with Tessa Blanchard before outside of Impact. What's your thoughts on intergender wrestling, and what would you think about Tessa possibly challenging for the Impact World Heavyweight title someday?
Yeah, I know my match with Tessa from Wrestle Circus was quite well reviewed. I did enjoy it. I think Tessa's one of the best out there today. Absolutely. I think her and Sami's match is going to be very intriguing. That's like the word I feel like that's the best to describe that. Who I feel will come on the victor of that, I'm actually really uncertain. But I definitely feel like Tessa's breaking the mold for a lot of women, and I mean, I guess if somebody could be in that lineup to face or to fight for the Impact World title, I mean, I think she'd be the first one to do it. So, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
No worries.
Brian, we'll throw you a little curve here because we were just doing one match. We're going to throw you a second match right now for a little review to give your take. We're going to go with the Women's Monster Ball. Of course, you got Havoc, World Champion, Knockout Champion, Taya Valkyrie, Rosemary, and Su Yung. very diverse, eclectic group. Want to get your take on the match, and then throw out a victor.
We got a lot of variables there in that match. I honestly think Ty may be able to squeak one out. She's been doing well as the champion. I got to give her props for that, even though she's not my favorite knockout on the roster, nor is her husband. But you know what? I'm gonna go out there though and pick Rosemary just because I'm actually a big fan of Rosemary. I love Rosemary. I love almost all that she does, and I've always been a big fan of hers. Wouldn't mind teaming with her. So I'm gonna pick her just out of a fan point of view. And you didn't mention there's obviously the curveball with the old O.J. Mitchell involved as well. So he could even help Rosemary, which would be a big swerve. Who knows? I don't know what that guy's thinking, but I'm going to go Rosemary.
Well, 3 matches and 3 different outcomes. You're going to take Rosemary. I know this is going to kind of be a personal jab at you. I'm going to take Taya.
That's real original, Rob. I already put Taya over.
But you didn't take her to win.
No, I didn't. But
so you take Rosemary. I'll take Taya Valkyrie. A donut's on the line in this one. You gonna stick with Rosemary? Yeah. All right. Just gonna make sure that Taya wins that.
That was me. I just hope that the Rosemary hears that so I can get a tweet from her.
Hi, Brian. This is Joel Torres from Contralona. Speaking about Latino wrestlers that you have worked with, including, Mexican, Puerto Rican wrestlers, lucha libre style, how do you think this experience prepared you to be a pro wrestler or the pro wrestler that you are today, and obviously the Impact champion?
So let me ask you again. I'm sorry, we didn't catch. What's your name and where are you from?
From Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And that is on Eastern time zone, correct?
Yes, exactly. It's here like 11:41 a.m.
San Juan, or where are you at? Old San Juan.
San Juan, yes.
Alrighty.
So you're basically asking how I feel like just the lucha libre style has helped me
how
get
the
to where I am?
lucha libre style, yes, exactly. That experience wrestling with Mexican and Latino wrestlers.
I mean, obviously it adds a bit of versatility, and you have your different styles everywhere too. With the English style, the strong style in Japan, the lucha libre style throughout Mexico and any other Latin community. Obviously, the American style. Canada's even got a little bit of their own deal. Obviously, I feel like the more versed you are and experienced you are with any and all styles, is obviously the more well adapted you could be anywhere you go. It's like comparing it to MMA. When MMA first started, it was really just judo versus jiu-jitsu, boxing versus kickboxing, wrestler versus submission expert. But now it's kind of all rolled into one, and I feel like that's what you need to be able to truly stand out and be the best you can be, and also be successful in any part of the world. Is kind of to adapt or dabble in the least in every little bit of style. So it's been fun being able to incorporate some of that and to be able to showcase my athleticism in a different way that people wouldn't normally expect to see a guy built like me be able to do.
Is there any Latino wrestler that you can name that you have learned a lot in the business?
Learn from?
Yeah.
I mean, Conan's helped out my career tremendously, and I befriended him actually too because I was great friends with Norman Smiley. I was great friends with Conan for my time in developmental, and he opened up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities with me. Rey Mysterio is phenomenal, and getting to have worked him and work with him plenty of times was a dream come true. And obviously, Alberto Del Rio or El Patron as well. I had my big feud down in AAA for the better part of almost a year with him, so obviously I picked up plenty from him as well.
All right, excellent. Best of luck this Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
All right, well, Brian, we have a few other questions that have come in for you. We're going to go to, who do we got here? Glennie via YouTube. Glennie would like to know, what is your favorite non-American city or country to travel to?
Non-American, huh? Country, I said earlier, I love Australia. Australia's so amazing. I was texting to the guy on the phone earlier. It's the one place I've wanted to go since third grade. So I've traveled there now multiple times too, and Russell there. It's been awesome. So with that though too, because of 99% of my travel is always due to wrestling. How I take on a city and/or country is also how well everything is ran or organized too. Because sometimes you're at a place where it's not so put together. Sometimes you're in a place that is more put together, which obviously makes traveling easier, less stressful, more opportunity, more time to do stuff. Outside of that, Tokyo is awesome. That's just so unique and so different. So,
all right. Well, with that, we will wrap up this week's Impact Wrestling Press Pass podcast. Right on the heels of Slammiversary, right around the corner Sunday. Don't forget Friday night, tomorrow night, Bash at the Brewery in San Antonio. Saturday, we're in Houston for Deep Impact with Booker T and Reality of Wrestling. And then Sunday, the big one, Slammiversary. Super excited for that one. Gillies here in Dallas. Just a few tickets left. If you're in Dallas, be sure to get those. I'll give the dance floor right now to Brian. Let him chime in with a final thought as we wrap it up for this week.
Well, first you said there's a few tickets left. I don't know. I got a pretty big fan base. I think that we're asking for those last few tickets to be comped. By I'm the champ, right? Don't I get a little bit of?
You gave me a ticket list of 75.
Well, I'm over, bro. I'm over.
I don't deny that.
No, but all jokes aside, yes, this has been it's been one hell of a weekend. I think it's an awesome opportunity for Impact to grow. We're making towns, hitting the road, and again, the last several pay-per-views. Pretty much since last year's first one, I feel like it's just gotten better and better each and every time. So I don't feel like this is going to be anywhere less than that. Many people on the show think it's going to be the best show of the year. And I know that we have an awesome roster that's able to deliver, and I fully expect them to. And I foresee myself walking out still champion, having a match of the night, owning the spotlight, and proving everyone to answer the question, who better than Brian Cage? Who, Ross? Who? Exactly. Nobody.
Machine. All righty. Well, Brian, thank you very much. Media, we're going to continue with some Facebook Lives today for what Brian's doing here in Dallas. We're going to see him at the Dallas Cowboys Star, the big famous Star. We'll do some photos already of him there, and we'll probably do a little Facebook Live there. And then tomorrow, get your questions in line, especially you, Riju, because Josh Matthews will be here on the Impact Wrestling podcast, and we'll try to do another simulcast on Facebook Live for Josh. So tune in tomorrow. We'll have Josh and get all your final questions answered as we head into Slammiversary on Sunday. Brian, you want to do one more match, or you want to wait on that before we do one more match? And this is going to be I cannot wait for the answer on this one, because this is the one that you and I have talked about for 2 days now. Let's just go right to it. Sami Callihan, Tessa Blanchard. I want to know your thoughts on the match, and you got to give me a winner. Don't hold back on who's going to win this one.
That's a tough one to pick. I've been purposely trying not to pick a winner when we've discussed this. All right. I'm gonna go with Tessa. I'm gonna go with Tessa to upset, but she's gonna get the biggest loogie in the face ever, though. I'm sure right before that, but I'll go with Tessa.
Well, I guess I can't be surprised at that answer, but our fourth match that you and I have gone back and forth on debating, and you knew it was going to be the fourth match that I completely disagree with you. She might be the best knockout. She might be the best women's wrestler on the planet right now, Sami Callihan is not walking out without the victory in that one. Close call. I would agree with you. Sami Callihan, he might get help from Jake and Dave and Madman Fulton, but in the end, I'm predicting Sami Callihan's arm will be raised in victory.
I think Sami Callihan's going to be his own worst enemy in that match. It's going to be his fault he's going to lose. But
Interesting. So 4 matches in. Brian and Ross have been battling back and forth, and we haven't come together to agree on a winner in any of the first 4 matches. So stay tuned. We'll have more matches here on Facebook Live over the next day or two. And media, thank you for calling in. We'll talk to you tomorrow.